A Spanish science crew is preparing to go where few, if anyone, has gone before to explore ecosystems deep in the Atlantic. The expedition is aiming to map the seabed and run experiments to help us understand how ocean conditions may impact our lives. Well, let's dive deep into the research project now with Covadonga Orejas Saco de Valle. She's the expedition leader. Now tell us about this project. What are you hoping to find?
Well, this is a very ambitious expedition, as you mentioned. We are trying to get as much information as we can from the deep-sea areas of Cabo Verde. This is a quite unexplored area. It's one of the target areas from our iAtlantic project from Horizon 2020. It's a European project doing research in the whole Atlantic, and Cabo Verde is our area. So we would like to map the deep sea bed and know which are the communities living there. And we will do, as you already mentioned, experiments in situ, so in the seafloor, some of them at 4,000 meters depth, some of them on board, to know more about the functionality of these ecosystems and get a better idea how they will cope with the future scenarios of the climate change we are expecting to have in the forthcoming times.
And how have you seen climate change impacting the sea life?
Exactly. That we would like to do is how these animals live at the moment in these ecosystems under the normal environmental conditions they have. We are visiting an oxygen minimum zone area, so a zone that naturally have low oxygen levels, but in the future scenarios, there are predictions for even lower oxygen levels. So we would like to know in our the experiments we will do on board, how these animals, how this fauna, this deep sea fauna will cope with these future conditions. So it's one of our main targets in this expedition, doing these incubations on board, simulating future scenarios of climate change.
I see. Well, we should remind our viewers, of course, how important these animals are to the food chain, which impacts us all. Climate change, we're constantly talking about it here and its potential devastating consequences. If things continue unchecked, what sort of future are we looking at? What sort of impact could this have on the ocean seafloor?
Ecosystems are not homogeneous, so they are different. For this reason, we are working also in iAtlantic across the whole ocean, trying to understand better how different deep-sea ecosystems work in the north, in the south, and in the east and west of the Atlantic. This is just one of our research areas, and we will try to get this kind of answers, at least partially, for this specific area